Y'all, the grades are in. People are not doing as well as they thought they was doing, child. Some people is doing better than they thought they was doing. And some people is just doing exactly what they knew they was going to be doing. And they cool with it. It's a lot going on with the College Hill cast. Let's just get straight into it, child. Child. Did y'all see Blac Chyna, Angela White's little breakdown of her grades? I said, oh, China. Angela. It's a lot. It's a lot with it, child. Okay, so where do I want to start? So we get to the class where they're doing the bill, right? Where they actually had to present the bill to a real congressman, and then he would, tell them how they did, etc. It was a bill to eradicate homelessness. Carlos has really made such a turnaround. He's really just completely different, and we can definitely appreciate that. Yeah, so shouts out to Carlos. I know I read Carlos a little bit in the beginning because he was acting a fool, but he's really turned out to be kind of the dad of the house, so to speak. And he is really encouraging the people in doing his thing. So shouts out to Carlos Miller. And so, yeah, so they did the thing. The congressman was just like, y'all did well. If I had the power, I would give y'all all an A. Y'all like my shirt? All the things. Yes, Rugrats. So that was good. So anyway, everybody ended up with a B in that class for their midterm. It was overall a B. And Saucy actually showed up to that. So then we get to the, we meet with the head professor, the head lady in charge of all the things. I forgot her name. And she said basically y'all are getting graded on 4 categories for the midterm grades. And they are how well you do on your tests, your attendance, class participation, and if you have completed all the assignments. And we all know the outcome for some of the folks there, child. So we get the grades in. Who's actually leading the pack, the valedictorian so far, is Carlos Miller. Who's next, and they are tied, is Tamar and Claudia. I think they had a 3.25 GPA. Who's after them is Angela White. And who's after that is Swaggy P. And then is Santana at the bottom with the F's across the board. Outside of that one B that he had. And did he have a D? I think in philosophy, he had a D. Or whatever, but the other 2 grades are F's. He was chilling, laughing about the whole thing. It was a mess. I said, Lord have mercy. Blac Chyna, she really took it hard. She got 3 B's and a C. And she really took it tough. She won. She was expecting to do all A's or whatever, or at least all B's. Because she was just like, she's been working her tail off and she's been working really hard and all that. And I think that's the hardest part about life is that no matter how hard you work or how good you do, how dedicated you are, how much you prove yourself, for some people's standards of whatever they're looking for, it still may not be enough. I think that's one of the hardest things I've had to come to grips with. Because I try to do well with every day I wake up, especially like at work. But a lot of times it's still not good enough for certain people. And it's hurtful. And I've always been kind of an outsider in a sense. And so, it's tough when you see everybody over here and, doing that thing, and then it's just me. But it's because you just, you ever just don't fit in somewhere. But anyway, I'm going off on a rant. But yeah, I understand Blac Chyna's frustration, but child, she was getting ready to tear up the house and everything. I said, but she calmed down and got it together. So they decided to do this project thing where they would get extra credit. It was the boys against the girls. It was Chyna and Claudia, and it was Carlos and Nick. And it was a fun little thing where they had to get as many people as they could to vote. But the girls ended up winning. But they all ended up getting 5 extra credit points. So it may end up being where actually Angela and Claudia may be tied to be valedictorian as well as with Carlos. So I don't. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be a tight race. It's looking like the top three is gonna be China, Claudia, and Carlos. That's what it's looking like. But we'll see. Tamar would have participated in the extra credit thing, but she had a migraine at home, and Santana was just at home because Santana's just always at home. It was cute to see Santana get out there with the cheerleaders and do his thing, and he's so, he can be so likable and fun, and of course he's smart and all the things, but for some reason he just did not take this experience seriously, and it's really a shame. He was just like, he just wants to show everybody the fun side of college, and I'm just like, well, where in life is there fun but there's not work associated with it too? And some people choose to do that. Like for me growing up, I barely made it through school, to be honest. I'm just not, if it comes naturally to me, I get it. If it don't, I have to work really, 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 really hard. And going back to what I was saying earlier, it still may not be enough for whatever. But as long as I passed, I was cool with that because I know I just worked really hard for it. God, I forgot my thoughts. What I was gonna say is, as soon as I got home, my mama made me do my homework then, because she know that I'm gonna want to go outside for a few hours and hang out with my friends after I eat or whatever. And I, just wanted to play the video game or whatever I wanted to do. But she was just like, make sure you get your homework done first. So, because who wants to do all that to have fun and then come back and do work? Just get the things that you don't want to do out the way first, and then go turn up where you can really enjoy it and live in the moment. Not saying he wasn't raised like that, but some people that just, whatever. Let me see. At one point, Big Frida, he came by to encourage them, and so that was good to see Frida. You already know. Frida was the valedictorian for season 1 of College Hill Celebrity Edition. And Frida worked really, really hard. She said that she worked harder than all the rest of them, so she became valedictorian. Boom. So, at the end of the day, you just do what you can. You do what you can do for that day, and that's it. Even though it's really, really hard, and I have to tell myself this every day, you just do what you can do, and that's it. For some people, you're never going to be enough. But as long as you do what they're asking for and just be positive and work hard, you'll usually get through things in life. Let me see. So their final assignment in their media class is that they were grouped up in groups. It was Tamar and Carlos, Claudia and China, Santana and Nick. And they had to basically write about the other person, write their life story, their legacy they would want to leave behind, etc. They were a little nervous about Santana because Santana has not been coming to class. And so Nick told... I think he told the teacher, or the teacher told the girl, or whatever. But Nick got one of the other classmates to write his legacy story, Nick's, because Santana probably wasn't going to come through. Which is interesting because Santana ended up coming through last minute. But he didn't ride to school on the bus with them. I don't know. It's just a lot. He has been doing a little bit better, but now it's like too late. And he's getting mad because the head mistress in charge, she wanted to have a conversation with Santana at school about his status there at the university. And he wanted to talk to her then. And she was just like, well, it's best if we talk at the school. He didn't want to hear it. He's talking about, oh, well, you're probably not going to see me. Even with the new class that they're in, it's a music class. One of their assignments their main assignment was participation. They was going to go to this rallying of black people. It was like the creator of jazz, the musical art form that they were doing, where they had drums and sticks and everything, and then you have some people dancing and stuff. It was a whole moment. And back in the day, that's what they used to do when the black people had their one day off. That's what they would do. They would meet together and create music. And Saucy's doing well in that class. He actually likes that class. And he still didn't even show up for the thing. So it's just like, I don't know. Um, but do I think that Santana is gonna pass? I think they'll throw him a bone this time. I really do. I feel like they will. Either that or they just gonna tell him to hit the road, Jack. So I don't know what he gives, child. And one thing I found was interesting and a little bit unfair, was the Mardi Gras teacher. She gave Swaggy P and F because he did not turn in his final exam the proper way because he didn't know how to do PowerPoint. I wish he just would have asked, but whatever. Maybe he was just trying to figure it out himself, whatever. Or maybe he know that he couldn't ask. Maybe he didn't know that he could ask is what I'm trying to say. And so he ended up getting the F for the whole class. And which I would at least give him a D. Even if he didn't turn in all the paperwork properly for the assignment, I would at least give him a D because you gave him the same grade as somebody who don't show up, who you never even met, Saucy. So I thought that was a big of a stretch. But I mean, like I said, it's their rules. They make up the assignments, and these are what I'm looking for. And if you don't have it, then hey, it's life, child. What else is going on? I think that was it. Yeah, I think it's one more episode of College Hill, and that'll be it. So I'm excited to see who actually ends up being valedictorian. I think it's gonna be Claudia. But I mean, it could be China or it could be Carlos. We'll see. But they all did really well. They did. Saucy needs a whooping, for sure. A pat on the head because he's been showing out. But yeah. With that said, I'm Mr. Chilaki on Google Plus. Follow me at Eskizzo on Instagram and Twitter, at Eskizzo89 on Snapchat, Chase King on Facebook, Mr. Chilaki on Cash App, PayPal, and TikTok. And as always, run me my money or run me my fade. Run me my money the way I get paid. Stay black, stay tuned, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.